So we continue our discussion on Section 3 on piracy and mutiny on high seas and in Philippine waters. In Article 122 of the revised Penal Code, it states that piracy in general and mutiny on high seas or in Philippine waters, the penalty of reclusion perpetua shall be inflicted upon any person who, on the high seas or on Philippine waters, shall attack or seize a vessel, or not being a member of its complement nor a passenger, shall attack, seize the whole or part of the cargo of the said vessel, its equipment or personal belongings of its complement or passengers. The same penalty shall be inflicted in case of mutiny on high seas or Philippine waters. So there are two ways or modes of committing piracy. Number one, by attacking or seizing a vessel on high seas or in the Philippine waters. And number two, by seizing in the vessel while on a high sea or in the Philippine waters the whole or part of its cargo or equipment or personal belongings of its complement or passengers. So what are the elements for the first mode of piracy? Attacking and seizing a vessel on high seas or Philippine waters. Number one, that a vessel is on the high seas or on Philippine waters. So when we see high seas under the Convention of Laws on the high seas defined as a part of the sea that are not included in the exclusive economic zone or territorial sea or internal waters of a state or in the archipelagic waters of the archipelagic state. So walang nagmamay-ari ng karagatan. Yun yung high seas. Walang sinumang country, bansa na nagmamay-ari ng portion ng karagatan na yun. Tawag dyan, high seas. That the vessel is on the high sea or in the Philippine waters. Number two, that the offender is any person. Number three element, that the offender shall attack or seize that vessel. So those are the elements for the first mode of piracy. The next is the element for the second mode of piracy, that the vessel is also on the high seas or Philippine waters, that the offender is not a member of its complement, or that the passenger of the vessel, or number three, the offender seizes whole or in part the cargo of the said vessel, its equipment or personal belonging of its complement or the passenger. So in the piracy, the offender is any person, not a member of its complement or not a passenger, and seize or attack the vessel and seize the cargo in whole and in part. Magkaiba naman kasi kapag nag-atake o gumawa ng kaguluhan is part of the complement. That is already a mutiny. So there is a distinction between mutiny and piracy. A piracy, the person who attack or seize the cargo are strangers to the vessel, while in mutiny, the one who attack or the one who caused the disturbance are the member of the crew of the ship or the passenger of the ship. In piracy, the intent is to gain para kunin nila yung kanilang mga nanakaw na properties or cargo owned by the passenger or by the vessel. But in mutiny, the offenders may only intend to ignore the ship's officer, or they may be prompted by the desire to commit plunder. It's not essential that there's an intent to gain in mutiny. What is important there is the disturbance or the ignore the order of the ship officers. Now, piracy can also be committed in Philippine waters. For example, if there is a vessel in Katubig River traveling along Katubig River, a motorboat, for example, a motorboat carrying passenger, and another motorboat came along attacking the said motorboat, seizing the cargo and the properties of the passenger of the said motorboat. That is considered already as piracy. Article 123, the qualified piracy. The penalty of reclusion perpetua to death shall be imposed upon those who commit any of the crimes referred to in the preceding article under of the following, any of the following circumstances. So, if the offender seize or attack the vessel and seize the cargo in whole and in part, and along with the seizing or attacking the vessel, they have seized the vessel by boarding or firing the same. That is qualified piracy. Number 2, whenever the pirates have abandoned their victim without means of saving themselves. And number 3, when the crime is accompanied by murder, homicide, physical injuries, and rape. So these acts makes the piracy qualified. When we say qualified, it has a stiffer penalty. Mas mataas yung kanyang penalty if aside from committing the piracy, there are other acts as enumerated in Article 103 committed by the accused. In relation to piracy, we have Republic Act 6235 or the Anti-Hijacking Law of the Philippines, which states that it is unlawful for any person to compel a change in the course or destination of an aircraft of the Philippine Registry or to seize or usurp the control thereof while it is in flight. So, yung kanina, piracy, it refers to a vessel, while the anti-hijacking law refers to the controlling, usurping, seizing the aircraft while it is in flight. So how do we define, how do we consider aircraft in its flight? An aircraft is in flight from the moment all of its external doors are closed following the embarkation until any of such door is open for disembarkation. So while the aircraft is still on the airport and all doors are already enclosed, kahit hindi pa siya lumilipad, it is considered as in flight if all doors are already closed. Or still considered in flight kahit naka-landing na sa airport pero hindi pa binubuksan yung doors for disembarkation. Still, the aircraft is in flight. It is also unlawful for any person to compel an aircraft of foreign registry to land in the Philippines or to seize or usurp the control thereof while it is within the country. So the aircraft It's not only limited to a foreign registry, but the crime can be committed also to the aircraft of foreign registry. If the accused compel that said aircraft of foreign registry to land in the Philippines, or while in the Philippines, the aircraft of foreign registry was usurped, or the cargo was seized by the said accused. Also, it is unlawful under this law for any person clothed to carry in any passenger aircraft operating as a public utility within the Philippines any explosive, flammable, corrosive, and poisonous substance or material. Yan. So, pinagbabawal yung pagdadala ng mga corrosive, explosive, flammable, and poisonous substance in a aircraft operating as public utility. And the penalty is steeper in anti-hijacking if or whenever the following circumstances are present. Whenever the accused has fired upon the pilot or member of the crew or passenger of the aircraft. Number 2, whenever has exploded or attempt to explode any bomb or explosive to destroy the aircraft. Or number 3, whenever the crime is accompanied by murder, homicide, serious physical injuries, or rape. So the crime will be qualified or will have a steeper penalty if those circumstances are present. So we end up our discussion on Title 1. In the next meeting, we will discuss Title 2, the crimes against fundamental laws of the states. For the meantime, we call it a day.